Alrighty folks, so in this video I'm going to start with actually the easier of the elimination rules, or rather of the existential rules. That's going to be existential introduction, also known as EI. Now I say that this is the easier one because much like UE has no restrictions on being able to move from a universal claim to some particular, EI has no restrictions on moving from some particular to an existential claim. We can do this anytime. So let's do some quick examples. So let's say that I have something that is a bear. Let's say that we have Callie the bear. It follows from there being something, namely Callie the bear, that there exists something out there in the world that is a bear. Why? Well, let's consider our universe. So in our universe, we have the bear box. And within that bear box, we have Callie. Now, we know that this is, in this case, the assumption is, for the real world, we know that we do in fact have Callie, and Callie is a bear. So does it follow that there is something out there in the world that is a bear? Necessarily so. If Callie is a bear, then something must be a bear. Let's do another example. Let's say that I had a parrot. Let's say that I had Billy the parrot. And let's relabel this as the parrot box. Within the parrot box is Billy. Does it follow from Billy being a parrot that there is something out there in the world that is a parrot? Yes. Why? For the same reasons. If we know that we have some particular item that in the real world, in this case Billy, is a parrot, it follows that there is something out there in the world that is in fact a parrot. Now, there's going to be some possible hiccups with this. So let's take a quick example of what happens when we have a universal and an existential introduction. So, or rather, a universal elimination and existential introduction. So let's say that I had, for all of x, if x is a duck, then x is a bird. I also have the claim that Jumpy is a duck. So let's edit our picture over here, just so we can continue to use it. So what we have here is we have a claim. We have a claim that says, in here, we're going to have a box. The box is our bird box. Within that box, we have a duck box. And we also have a claim that there is some particular thing out there in the world that is in fact a duck. So let's go ahead and use UE. So for UE, that gives us DJ arrow BJ. This is coming from 1 UE. Using MPP, we can get BJ from 3 and 2 MPP. Namely, we can get the claim that Jumpy is also a bird, which follows because ducks are nested within the bird box over here. However, what wouldn't follow is that all things are birds. This does not follow. Why? Well, we're only still talking about one particular item in here. In this case, now also being labeled explicitly as a bird. We haven't shown that everything out here is also a bird. In fact, we can't show that with this argument. What we can show, however, is that there exists some x, such that x is a bird, from 4 using EI. And does that follow? Well, yes. We're talking about some particular thing, in this case Jumpy, being in the bird box. And if Jumpy, a particular item, is in the bird box, then it follows that there exists something that is a bird. So this is a valid inference. So as I said, this is a rule that doesn't have limitations. It doesn't matter if we're moving from something that we derived from, in this case, a universal elimination, or if we're just moving from some particular item like here or like here. All these are valid inferences and things that we're allowed to do. In the next video, I'm going to go into EE. EE is probably the hardest new rule that we're going to have to learn because it's an assumption rule. Other systems and ways of doing logic don't assume that it is an assumption rule, nor do they necessitate that it is. But Lemon does, so we're going to treat it as such.